Welcome to Angelicas Adventures. I got texted at SeaWorld. And behind me a couple blue whales. I thought I got a smash it. I'm wearing my Angelicas Adventures book.
Oh, look at them. They're so beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah. There are a couple dolphins with the blue whales.
There are some dolphins in there with the beluga whales.
And then someone jumped over and is down there now. Somehow I feel squiggly. Not you! Other one over there.
Is it talking to you, Angelica?
Hey!
Who are you here with today?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
I go to feed some beluga whales and I want to play with them.
They almost got you.
You got my shoe!
You said you'd like to get wet, so you came to the right spot.
Yeah? So do you have any questions for Elizabeth about belugas?
Are they endangered?
That's an excellent question. As a whole, beluga whales are thriving. So overall as a species, they're doing well, but there's different populations or groups of them. And there is a population in Alaska, the Cook Inlet beluga whales, and they are listed as endangered. So one group of them is an endangered group of whales, and we actually have the only successfully rescued beluga ever living here with us, and he is an endangered Cook Inlet beluga whale. So it's something pretty special to us, but that group of whales is having some trouble in Alaska.
Oh.
What do they eat?
Great question. Here at SeaWorld, they get a mixture of herring and capelin. Herring's a much larger, fattier fish, and caplin's a little bit smaller. But they can eat a wide variety of different things out in the Arctic, and they will even hunt on the ocean floor and slurp up like little shelled animals, different mollusks or crustaceans. So they're not super picky about what they go after out there.
I think it likes
It's
you.
one of their favorite games to play with people that come to the glass. Yes, they're pretty good at squirting. That squirting behavior is really important for them. So they'll slurp up the animals that they find in the sand, but if they have a shell on them, they don't want to eat the shell. So they'll crunch up the shell and they'll squirt the shell out. Our whales like to squirt just water at people instead.
There's like a couple. I only see one dolphin with his beluga whales. One dolphin.
Oh, why is there only one dolphin in there that you see with the beluga whales?
We do have 7 Pacific white-sided dolphins that live here. The dolphin you see here in with our beluga whales right now, her name is Betty. She's the oldest animal that we care for. She's over 40 years old. And she is kind of a little bit different in her older age. Sometimes she hangs out with the other dolphins. Sometimes she hangs out with the beluga whales. But we kind of let her choose which group she'd like to be with. She actually is pretty close with our rescued beluga whale that I was talking about earlier. And so she usually likes to be in with the same group that he's in. But she's in with the belugas right now, but she does kind of go in with both. And sometimes our other dolphins hang out with the belugas as well. We do consider all of our animals to be one pod.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a cool trick.
You think that's a cool trick? I think you're right. You like those, don't you?
What are their names?
This one right here is Luna. She's one of my special favorites. She's 20 years old. She was born right here in San Antonio in this habitat right here. And she's had 3 children so far, also right here, and they're all within us in this pool. Anik is one of our youngest. He's 3 years old. Kenai is 4, and he's one of Luna's calves. Not a calf anymore, not a baby. But you can kind of see they're both still a darker gray color. So even though they're not babies anymore, they're not grown-ups either. They're kind of in between. But whenever a beluga is born, they're a very dark gray color. And then as they grow bigger, they lighten to a brighter white. And so it just takes some time for them to get to a white color. But as you can see, there's a big variety in our beluga whales. They don't all come to the same color white. They all have their own kind of skin tone that they get to.
Where do they live at?
Naturally, they're found all around the Arctic Circle. So Arctic and subarctic waters, so you can find them off the coast of Alaska, Canada, Russia, like all of those places around the North Pole. You do tend to find beluga whales closer to the coast. Their closest cousins are the narwhal. They're in the same group. And the narwhals are usually in the deeper sea, and the belugas are usually closer to land.
That is
It's a pretty
amazing.
harsh environment to live in, but they've got a lot of adaptations for that cold and icy environment. If you notice, they don't have a dorsal fin on their back. They have a ridge there instead.
They have blowholes.
They do have a blowhole.
That's how they breathe air, because they are mammals.
That is correct. It's also where they make all of their sounds. So they don't. I'm sure you've been able to hear quite a few sounds already. But they make a wide variety of sounds. In fact, they're known as the canaries of the sea because they can make the widest range of vocalizations of any marine mammal. But they make all of those sounds with the blowhole on top of their head. They don't have any sounds come out of their mouth. So they're basically talking with their nose all the time.
That is really amazing.
It's pretty crazy, I think, to think about talking with your nose, but they don't have any sounds that come out of their mouth. They make a lot of sounds with that blowhole. And then that big squishy melon that you see on the front of their head that looks kind of like a jiggly jello, that actually works almost like a satellite dish. It can change the way the sound goes out into the environment. And so they are very, very good at echolocating. That helps them navigate the murky waters of their home. It also helps them find those places in the ice where they can take a breath. Because that's really important. You mentioned that they're mammals. They have to come up for air.
Yeah.
They can hold their breath for over 10 minutes, which is very impressive. Very impressive.
Wow, 10 minutes.
But when you think about going underneath the ice, that still means they have to come up pretty regularly to take a breath. So they need to make sure they can find all those little places where they can come up and find a good place to get some air.
That is really amazing. Like, I love all animals, so beluga whales are one of my favorite mammals.
Aww.
They're one of mine too.
You're right. Mommy's favorite animal is dolphins. There is no doubt about it. Has been for years.
The Pacific white-sided dolphins are a very cool species as well. They're a much smaller species of dolphin. They're really only up to around 300-ish pounds. So much, much smaller than like a bottlenose dolphin per se.
Yeah.
They do have a very beautiful, unique coloration, but they're known as the acrobats of the sea because they can actually leap over 20 feet over the surface of the water and they can swim over 20 miles per hour.
I never know that.
So they're very agile, very quick.
Did you realize they were this big, Angelica?
Yeah. I never saw beluga whales before. This was actually my first time.
Really? This is
Yeah.
your first? Well, this is a great place to come to see beluga whales. We have a pretty wide variety here.
Look at that smile. I think it's enjoying it.
Yeah, Anik is a 3-year-old, so he's definitely one of our kiddos. I feel like likes to get into all kinds of different mischief.
That is adorable.
And he definitely enjoys looking at people. Like you enjoy looking at him, he likes to look at you too.
He's making some noises a little bit.
He probably is, and you can see the way his melon is changing shape right now with the bubbles he's blowing, and you might be able to hear some of those quiet sounds even through the habitat. But that melon is going to change shape as they change the sounds that they
So
make.
like these other
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I never know that.
Oh, you got them. They're going to take turns slashing you.
and this is Anik's mom right here. This is
Oh.
Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy.
She's actually 35 years old.
They're almost like Kristen.
Yeah, my mom.
Oh, you Kristen.
Your mom's
There
name
you
is
go.
Kristen. You're
Her
right.
name is Chrissy.
There's
There's Luna again.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know if you follow us on Facebook or
We
Instagram
do.
at all. Did you see back in January when we posted the sonogram picture of our
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
This is
Oh,
Luna.
this is the one.
Yeah, so
She's having a baby.
Yeah, she's expecting this summer. It does take a long time to make a beluga baby. It's a 15-month gestation.
Whew, 15 months
Yeah,
of
you
being
guys can
pregnant.
Look at her tummy. You can
Yeah,
kinda
look at her
see it's a
tummy.
bit rounder. even than some of the others. They all have lots of blubber down there, but hers is definitely a little bit more convex.
Oh my, I could not imagine carrying for 15 months, Angelica.
How much, like, what speed they will get when they hunt?
Belugas are not known for their athletic ability. They don't get very fast. They are a bigger species. Luna and the other mature females are usually around 1,300 pounds. A mature male, a fully grown male, is anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. Very, very big. Our big guy has been swimming around on the bottom around here. If he comes by again, I'll point him out. Much, much larger. But they don't really get over like 13 miles an hour. So compared to your other whales and dolphins, that's not very fast, and it's not terribly impressive. They're not known for their hunting prowess. Really, their strongest survival tool is their very, very deeply ingrained flight response. Which means if they're not sure what's going on in their environment, they're going to swim away as fast as they can, as soon as they can. Which makes them kind of an interesting species to hang out with. It's because they just have that deeply ingrained sense of swim away.
Oh, that sound. Do you have anything else, Angelica?
Are we going to feed some fish?
I think we are. So if you want to hang out here for a few minutes more, you can, or we can kind of walk around to the back. So we'll go. That's where we'll kind of hang out and do that interaction.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will.
Are you wanting to just keep video? And I will.
I think we should do part 2.
A part 2. All right, we'll give him a good old...
Okay, woohoo! See you at part 2.